In a quiet village nestled at the foot of the towering mountains, there lived a young boy named Adam. His village, bordered by lush forests and sparkling rivers, was small but vibrant. Adam, though young, was known for his hard-working spirit and honest nature. Yet he carried a heavy burden, one that he was too shy to speak of to anyone. He was constantly comparing himself to others. Every time Adam saw his best friend Eric, who was a genius in school and always had the highest grades, Adam would sigh and think, "I wish I were as smart as him." Eric's effortless success made Adam question his own abilities. Even though Adam studied diligently, he believed that no matter how much effort he put in, he could never match Eric's brilliance. Adam's problems weren't just confined to school. His neighbor, John, was a wealthy merchant who lived in a grand house on the hill. John drove a magnificent horse-drawn carriage, and his family always wore the finest clothes. Adam, though not poor, lived in a modest home with his parents. Every time he saw John riding in his carriage, Adam couldn't help but think, "I wish I had as much money as John." He envied John's lifestyle and felt his own life lacked something. As if that wasn't enough, Adam also compared himself to the athletes in the village. He wasn't slow, but whenever he saw someone run faster or jump higher, he thought, "I wish I could run like that." In his mind, there was always someone better, faster, and more successful than him. It made him feel small, like he was always playing catch-up in a race he couldn't win. This constant comparing took a toll on Adam. He grew sadder and more disheartened each day. His once vibrant enthusiasm for learning and working began to fade. The harder he worked, the more discouraged he became. No matter how hard he tried, it never felt like enough. He started losing interest in everything: his studies, his hobbies, and even his friends. He felt that no matter what he did, he would never be as good as the others. One day, news spread through the village that a wise sage had arrived from a distant land. He was said to possess deep knowledge about life and its many mysteries. Adam, feeling desperate for answers, decided to seek the sage's help. He thought, "If anyone can help me understand why I feel so small, it's him." So Adam made his way to the village square and found the sage sitting beneath a grand oak tree, surrounded by a peaceful aura. Adam approached him with a mixture of hope and uncertainty. He bowed respectfully before speaking. "Master," Adam began, "I work hard every day, but no matter what I do, I always feel like I'm falling short. My friend Eric is so much smarter than I am, and my neighbor John is so rich. Even the athletes seem to be better than me. I feel hopeless. I don't know what to do anymore." The sage looked at Adam with kind, understanding eyes. After a brief pause, he smiled gently and said, "Meet me tomorrow morning at the oldest tree in the village. There, you will find the answer to your question." Though confused, Adam agreed. The next morning, he woke up early and made his way to the old tree. As the sun rose over the horizon, he saw the sage already standing beneath the tree, waiting for him. The sage gestured for Adam to join him. "Look around, Adam," the sage said. "What do you see?" Adam looked around at the vast forest. It was a place of stunning beauty. He saw trees of all shapes and sizes. Some were tall and proud, reaching high into the sky, while others were shorter and sturdier, providing shelter and shade. Some trees had fruits hanging from their branches, while others stood bare, their leaves gently swaying in the breeze. "There are so many kinds of trees," Adam said, his voice filled with awe. Some are tall, some are short, some have fruits, some don't. The sage nodded, pleased with Adam's observation. Now, the sage continued, imagine if the mango tree was upset because it wasn't as tall as the coconut tree. What if the coconut tree was jealous because it couldn't bear sweet fruits like the mango tree? Would that make sense? Adam thought for a moment and shook his head. No, he replied. That would be silly. Every tree has its own purpose. The sage smiled warmly. Exactly. Just like the trees in this forest, every person is different. The mango tree is meant to bear sweet fruits, and the coconut tree is meant to grow tall. They are not meant to be the same, yet both are valuable. Adam pondered this for a while, still unsure about how it applied to his life. The sage, sensing his confusion, took him to a nearby pond where fish swam in the clear water. Above the pond, a bird soared through the sky, its wings catching the breeze. Now tell me, the sage said, if the fish started complaining because it couldn't fly like the bird, would that be fair? Adam smiled, realizing the lesson the sage was teaching him. No, he said, the fish is meant to swim and the bird is meant to fly. The sage nodded and placed a hand on Adam's shoulder. Exactly. Just as the fish and the bird have their unique roles in life, so do you. You cannot compare your journey to someone else's. You have your own strengths that others do not possess. You are not meant to be like anyone else. At that moment, Adam felt a weight lift off his shoulders. For the first time, he understood that comparing himself to others was only making him unhappy. He had been measuring his worth based on someone else's achievements, and that had led him to feel inadequate. But now he realized that he had his own unique path to walk, and that was enough. From that day on, Adam stopped comparing himself to others. Instead, he began to focus on his own growth and improvement. He worked hard, not to be like Eric or John or anyone else, but to be the best version of himself. Slowly but surely, his confidence returned. He started excelling in his own way, and he discovered talents he hadn't known existed within him. As the years passed, Adam's hard work and determination paid off. He became a successful businessman, not by imitating others, but by embracing his unique skills and abilities. His success became an inspiration to the entire village. People would often ask him for advice, and Adam would smile and say, "Never compare yourself to others. A fish will never fly, but if it embraces its swimming, it can rule the ocean. The sun and the moon don't compete. They shine at their own time." Adam's wisdom spread far and wide, reminding everyone that true happiness comes not from imitating others, but from embracing who you are. Each person has their own journey, and the key to success and contentment is to walk that journey with pride, confidence, and self-love. And so, Adam's story became a legacy of self-acceptance, perseverance, and the understanding that the only competition you should have is with the person you were yesterday.